she's been standing here watching me think for about 3 minutes. Hi, baby.
Hey.
And when the thinking was done, which by what I mean by that is I wasn't going to figure it out. I figured it might as well be time to start. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Week from tomorrow, baby. We're gonna put my dad in the ground.
Yeah.
We get to say goodbye.
Yeah.
My mother was married on her birthday, and my mother was buried on her birthday, and my father will be buried on the kid's birthday. We keep it in the family around here. The family is spreading. That is indicative. That means that his family spread. We went to the art fair yesterday. See, I talk about my dad being buried, and you think, what's that fucking got to do with anything? You think she knows all she has to do is wait. Do I look like the kind of guy that's hiding information? And so we went to the antique fair yesterday, and I walked around and around and around. The wind was blowing all over. I got something, and I'm like, oh shit, and it's blowing all over, and eventually I was holding it like this because I lost Victoria and the step Danny, and I walked out because I got stuck looking at somebody's purple heart and his story of his life, and by the end of it I was like, I'm tired of reading. I have no idea who this fucking guy was, and I lost my people. And I'm walking around with my bag. I'm like, oh, and I walked outside of the barn, and the wind's howling, and I'm like, trying to keep the shit from blowing away. And I remembered the way it felt that day when I was in the store, Glenn's Market and Family Centers. Who are those people? The Cats and the Freemans. And my mom had walked around to look at a tabloid or something, evidently, while we were in line waiting. And I was the only one with her. And I went running out. I was lost. I didn't know where my mom was. I think I was 3 years old. I would place it at 3. Wow. And I was standing outside with the Cheerio box. And looking around the parking lot, my mom came running out and she's like, oh, I'm like, I took the Cheerios out of the thing. And now you know how my life turned into a life of kleptomania. I was caught stealing once when I was 5. I got chips for my brothers and sisters and the Three Musketeers bar for me. And I faced prison time because my mother thought she'd teach me a lesson, but all she really did was teach me to fear authority when the woman that was her friend said, we might have to call the police, they'll put handcuffs on you. And if I know anything from former lives, I don't want handcuffs on me. You can make that of it what you will. But so I felt like I had my Cheerios box. It took me back in time. Miss you, Mom? Occasionally. But look, we're doing an unboxing. We get this. Oh, I made this thing. I got a 3rd bag so that I could make a handle out of it. Because you can't roll the damn print up into a it'll come apart. So we couldn't even put it in the backpack. And it's an unboxing. What do we got, baby? Hold it. Take that. Oh. Did it make it?
It made it perfect.
Can
No
you see what
damage.
that is? Come
No
on,
damage
closer,
at all.
baby. Oh yeah, watch out! I got beer cans everywhere. It's fantastic. And you see, I looked at that, and it was right on top of a thing at the antique show we went to yesterday, and I spent my dad's money on it. Somebody had given me money for my dad, and I said, "Can't take it." And they said, "No, it's what we do." And I said, "Okay." And so that $50 bill's been sitting in my wallet all this time. I didn't spend the entire 50, it was only 10. But they only took cash, and that's all I had in my wallet was that 50 that I've been carrying around for however since January. And I looked at this picture, and it's the prodigal son. We can come back. We'll set this down. See, I'm not just an organizer. I'm something more. I'm a director. I make things happen. Huh. The world sees my view of the story. It was the prodigal son, baby. Mm-hmm. That's what I've always seen myself as. In the eyes of my father, I mean, not like this is who I am, but that's what I related to as I got older, and I took stock of the way it was. I moved, and I come home, and it's always more exciting when Archie's in town and shit like that. It's always a party, but it never came to that. See, that's the prodigal son in the Bible there, whoever fucking wrote that. The prodigal son had asked for his father's inheritance to him before he died. He said, "I will go show you what I can do in the world." And he went out and just partied, paid all his friends' bills, drugs, everything. You know, he was a fucking riot. And then he was broke. And he said, "Fuck, I'm broke. I gotta go home. I always said I'd never take anything from my dad." No, he wouldn't even say that, because he's the kind of guy that would take the money before his dad died, even knowing his dad might need the money. So this Billy, he just fucking took the money, burned it up, came home broke, and when he shows up on the farm, his dad's like, "Hey, look, he's back." And you got his brother sitting over there going, "You motherfucker, I've been working this farm all this time, and I did the right thing. I did what was right, what we're supposed to do, and you killed the fatted calf and held a party for the son of a bitch. What about me?" And the father said, "Oh, but don't you know, my son is home." What a useless fucking answer to that. I didn't pull that shit on my dad. I was the one that went away. I was the one that my dad said to me, he said, "I know you're not lazy, but I just don't know what you're doing." And that was that. And it was, you people have no idea what a phenomenal fucking incident that is. A singularity, an anomaly bordering on a singularity. For him to fucking speak, we had a lot of talks, but it was very rare that he spoke right to the bottom of it. Like, sometimes I wonder why I even bought this. You know, it's like, cool. Sometimes he says shit, and you say, "You've seen the bottom of this fucking guy," and it's like he's not making a big deal about it, but he's happy that there's somebody that he can fucking say it to.
Yeah.
And so he's got that, and then so I'm not lazy. And as we're about to bury him on Monday, I realized too, I didn't take my inheritance. I told him when he offered it, he said, because somebody else took some money, do you want some? And I looked at the amount of money, I looked at everything, and I didn't see him coming close to death yet. Not yet. He was lucid to the end. And it was harder to tell how much he hurt at the end, because he spent his whole life screaming about how much he hurt. And then he shut up about it in the end quite a bit. I don't know if you recognize that, but it stood out to me very much, and I never said anything about it. But then for him also to go to the grave, saying, the prodigal son, baby. Not only was he not lazy, he didn't take everything he thought I owed him for giving birth to him, and then coming back wanting more.